Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Hope all is well with you and your family. Welcome to our community conversation with Councilman Nathaniel Martin of East Cleveland. Thank you for joining us today.
It's truly an honor to be here, Ms. Murray.
Thank you so much. Councilman Martin has some very important information to share with us today. As all of you know, voting is coming up, and it's your voice and your vote that will be heard this year. So let's get started. Councilman Martin, can you please share with us the 3 options for voting?
Well, it's actually 4, but I want to share a brief story with you. It's ironic that we have this discussion today.
Okay.
This morning I went down to the Board of Elections at 2925 Euclid on 30th and Euclid. The lines were so long. This was at 8 o'clock.
Oh, my
Voting started at 8
goodness.
o'clock today, October 6th, from Euclid and 30th all the way to Chester.
Wow.
That means hundreds of people are lining up to vote, to exercise their right to vote.
And their voices.
And their voices. Civic engagement, citizenship, and being educated is important. You asked the question of the options. Well, I'm going to share that with you, Ms. Murray.
Please do, Councilman Martin.
Vote by mail. You need to get your ballot and application into Cuyahoga County by November 3rd. Vote by mail is the easiest way to do it. You can do it from home. You request the application from the board. They will send it to you. You fill it out, send it back, and they will send you the ballot, and you send it back. Okay, it has to be postmarked by November 3rd. That's option 1, vote by mail.
No, and it has to be postmarked definitely by November 3rd.
Exactly.
Thank you.
November 3rd is the last day that you can vote. Okay. Even if they get the postage, let's say November 5th or 6th, is good as long as it's postmarked before the 3rd.
Correct.
Okay. Number 2, request an absentee ballot and plan to drop it off at the Board of Elections 2925. You can request an absentee ballot, which has happened for years, mostly seniors. Again, you request that from the Board of Elections.
Yes.
Okay. They'll send it to you. You fill it out. You send it back. They'll send you the ballot. You vote and you send it back. And it will be put in to be counted. Number 3, vote early or in person. That's important. Early voting started today, October 6th at 8 o'clock. Okay. Early voting is recommended because you know it's in. You don't have to worry about a number of people handling like the postal people. You vote by mail, you vote early, it gets in. Today is the 6th, November 3rd is the last day.
Okay.
All the experts around the country are recommending, especially here in Cuyahoga County, to vote early and vote by mail. Okay.
Councilman Martin, I like the fact that you're giving us specific dates and information that we can work with. And the Board of Election will do their part in regards to absentee ballots, but we also have to do our part in getting the information filled out correctly and getting it back to the designated place.
You're absolutely right. Yesterday on public radio, they had the guy from the Board of Elections, Mr. Pilati is his name. They have new equipment, new machines to count this stuff. They look like they're organized. The last option, Ms. Murray, is vote in person at your assigned polling place. On November 3rd, if you assign to vote at this place over here or that place over there, you can do it, or you can go down to the Board of Elections and vote. Matter of fact, starting today, you can vote at the Board of Elections from basically 8 to 5, and then the last 2 weeks leading up to November 3rd, you can vote on the weekends. There are also rides to the polls. I didn't bring that, but they're picking up people, certain organizations are picking up individuals and taking them to the polls. They call it sold to the polls.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. That's good information. Can you give us that address for the Board of Elections?
Yes, I'll be glad to. The address to the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections is 2925 Euclid. Actually on the corner of 30th and Euclid. You can't miss it.
You can't
miss it. It's a big building. Also, there's parking in the rear, parking to the right of the building, and you come off Chester. If you go up 30th and past Euclid, to the right, there's also parking. They have plenty of parking. Now that facility, the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, they have many voting places. They have the distancing. Don't forget to wear your mask and all of that. Okay, but I could not vote this morning because the lines were too long.
Okay.
I mean, I have been voting for many years.
Yes.
And I'll say this to you with all humility. This is the first time I've ever seen that many people before 8 o'clock. Before the poll, this morning at the Board of Elections.
Okay. So don't be in a hurry when you go to vote. Plan on spending some time there because you never know how the lines may be. They may be long, so don't be in a rush.
Thank you. And if you want to avoid going down there, vote early. Request your ballot, and if it's sent to you, fill it out, send it back, you're covered. Okay. Now, the last 4 or 5 elections, I go down to the Board of Elections and vote. But if it's crowded like it was this morning, I'll just get mine in the mail because I fill out the form and go down to the Board of Elections at 2925 Euclid and vote.
Well, that's the important thing,
yes,
to get the vote in. And while you've been kind enough to share the information about the address, I would like to then tell you if you have any questions regarding where you vote or regarding how to fill out the paperwork, please contact Board of Elections at 216-443-8683. Okay.
Okay, and to connect to what Ms. Murray said, it's 216-443-VOTE.
Vote.
Okay, so to make it simple. Okay, and thank you. You're on top of it, Ms. Murray. Okay?
Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us at this point in regards to getting the word out, the importance of voting?
It is paramount that we speak to our neighbors, we speak to our family members, our young people that will be 18 by November 3rd if they're registered to vote, which I know there was a voter registration that took place at Shaw High School. Make sure they vote and make sure they're educated, okay? This is perhaps the most important election in my lifetime. We have a clear choice, yes, but you must vote. Voting is not political, voting is education.
It is educational, and that's where libraries come in because they've been providing a lot of information and promoting just the process of voting and hosting events to get the information out as well as voter registration.
Thank you. And you bring home some history here. Women in America, it took them 74 years to get the right to vote. They went to jail, they had hunger strikes, they were in prison, they were beaten to have the right to vote. So the right to vote is not to be taken for granted. It's something that we have in this country that is paramount. We'll be deciding people that represent us, from the president down to senators to congressmen, etc. So it don't just impact Karen Murray, myself, or Mr. Lattimore. It impacts everybody. Voting is paramount in a democracy.
Okay. You've shared a lot of important and great information with us today, and we want to thank you for joining us on our community conversation. Thank you, Councilman Martin.
I want to thank you and say that the best venue to have this type of dialogue is the library. And one of the best libraries in Cuyahoga County is the East Cleveland Public Library. Have I talked? Have I spoken?
And I appreciate you, and thank you so much. Libraries are very relevant. Thank you, and have a great day.
You too.
And thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, and be safe.